Oh, don't worry, don't worry. It hasn't frozen. I was just practicing. I was practicing my musical statues. And I was watching all of you while we were playing. And I've got to say that some of you were pretty good. There was a few people struggling, but you've clearly played before. But with musical statues, how do you win? It's all about standing still, isn't it? Or today, standing firm. And if you can do that, you'll win. And this morning, we're going to see how Paul tells us that true happiness is standing firm. Let me show you two people who would definitely win at musical statues. Here they are coming up on the screen. Okay. These people, they're not people, they are actual statues. And actually, they're famous. And they're massive. They're so big that if one of you was on either of these pictures, we wouldn't be able to see you. They're that big. Now look at those two pictures. Look at those two statues. What do you notice? What do they both have? They are so good at standing firm because they have a firm foundation. They've got this great big block which they go on. That means they are brilliant at standing firm. And Paul, the writer of the letter that we've been reading, he says today, if you are going to stand firm, here's what you need. Well, actually, it's everything I've already told you. It's the good news about Jesus. Because when we stand firm in the good news about Jesus, we can be truly happy in every situation. That's what Paul says. Now, when you are playing musical statues, if you forget that you're meant to be standing still, or if you get bored or distracted, you start watching other people, you won't keep standing still, will you? And this book says to people who follow Jesus, remember what Jesus has done for you and follow him. You don't need to do anything extra to be friends with God. Do you remember how we heard that last week with Captain Amazing? Paul says, remember, don't forget it. He says, keep listening to the good news about Jesus. Don't get distracted. He says, concentrate on Jesus. Don't look anywhere else. Because to be truly happy, we have to stand firm in the good news about Jesus. And when we do, we can be ready for every situation. And we can be happy in every situation. He says, we don't need to worry. Look at this verse coming up on the screen. I'll read it. Do not worry about anything, but pray and ask God for everything you need. And when you pray, always give thanks. Do you see what it says? When you stand firm in the good news about Jesus, you don't need to worry. But instead, you can talk to God. That's praying. And you can ask God for the things you need, and you can say thank you for what Jesus has done. And that will help in every situation. So we don't need to worry. I wonder what you might worry about. Do you worry about school? Are you scared of something that might happen? Are you nervous about doing something? Are you scared of what people think of you? Well, when we stand firm in the good news, we don't need to worry. We don't need to worry about any of those things. And we can be truly happy. Remember what we've seen already so far in the whole book? We can have true happiness. That's what we've seen all the way through the letter. We can be truly happy. That is so exciting, isn't it? We'll have a look at this next verse coming up on the screen. This is what Paul says to us next. I have learned the secret of being happy at any time in everything that happens. I wonder what sometimes stops you feeling happy. Well, Paul says to you and to me, there's a secret for that very moment. Wonder what it could be. I just want more toys. I want more breakfast. I want to see my friends. I want to stay at the park. I don't like what's happening here. Well, Paul says there's a secret when you could feel unhappy. And what's the secret? Well, he's already told us. He tells us it's standing firm in the good news. And when we stand firm, when we listen to Jesus and we don't forget, then when we could be unhappy about toys or breakfast or friends or the park or something else, we can be happy at any time in everything that happens because God loves us and he's shown us in the good news about Jesus. And that means we can stand firm and be truly happy, because true happiness is standing firm in the good news. We're going to have a look at a couple of questions with those verses on the screen. So with the people that are around you, have a look at those questions and see what you can remember about what we've heard.